Ever notice how certain memories seem to have a life of their own? You can be having a perfectly normal day. You're driving, walking, making dinner, working, and suddenly a memory appears out of nowhere. A conversation from years ago, a relationship, maybe a mistake, maybe a disappointment. It was a moment that you wish had gone differently. And before you know it, you're replaying the entire thing again. Maybe even asking yourself, why am I still thinking about this? Why does my mind keep going back there? Shouldn't I be over this by now? If you've ever wondered that, you're not alone. But what if your mind isn't revisiting the past for the reasons that you think? My name is Tina Brigitini. If I haven't met you yet, welcome to my channel. Remember to like and subscribe if this information resonates with you. Most people assume that when they keep thinking about the past, it means that they're stuck. That they're stuck in grief, stuck in regret, stuck in a relationship, stuck in old wounds. And sometimes that's true, but often something else is happening, something that the mind keeps returning to. Sometimes the mind keeps returning to an experience because it's still trying to understand it, not to relive it, but to understand it. And that is a very different conversation. See, human beings are meaning making creatures. We don't simply experience life, we interpret life. We try to understand it, we try to make sense of it. We ask, why did that happen? What did it mean? What should I have done differently? What was I supposed to learn? How did it change me? Most of the time, this process happens naturally. But certain experiences are larger than our understanding at the time. A major loss, a betrayal, a difficult ending, a life transition, a moment that altered the direction of our lives. The event happens, life moves forward, but part of us continues to try to understand what occurred. And one of the things that I've noticed over the years is that life often moves faster than understanding. Something happens, and we're expected to continue functioning, continue working, continue caring for others, continue moving forward. And yet, internally, the experience is not fully settled, not because we're broken, because the event was significant, because something about it challenged our understanding of ourselves or the world. And when that happens, the mind often returns to the experience repeatedly, trying to organize it, trying to place it somewhere, trying to understand how it fits into a larger story of our lives. And this is where people can become confused. They assume that because they're thinking about something, it means that they're attached to it. Not necessarily. There's a difference between remembering and resolving. You can remember something without being trapped by it. You can revisit something without wanting it back. You can think about an experience because part of you is still integrating what it meant. This is especially true after experiences that changed us. The mind often revisits turning points, not because it wants to stay there, because it recognizes their significance. Many people spend years carrying unanswered questions. Why did they leave? Why did this happen? Why wasn't I enough? Why did everything change? Why didn't I see it sooner? Why couldn't I fix it? The challenge is that life rarely provides complete answers. And the mind doesn't particularly like uncertainty. It prefers closure, resolution, and understanding. So when answers don't arrive, the mind often keeps searching, not because it's malfunctioning, because it's doing what minds do. It's trying to create meaning. And in my experience, people often think they're carrying the event, but what they're really carrying is the meaning that's attached to the event. See, two people can experience the same loss and walk away with completely different stories. One story creates growth, another creates fear. One creates wisdom, while another creates self-doubt. The event matters, but the interpretation matters too. And sometimes what needs healing isn't the event itself, It's the story that formed around it. And this is one of the most surprising things that I've discovered. Sometimes the mind isn't revisiting the past because of the past. Sometimes it's revisiting the past because something in the present feels familiar. A relationship, a challenge, a fear, a decision, a transition. The current experience activates an older experience, and suddenly a memory appears. Not because the past is pulling you backwards, because the present is asking you to see something you've seen before. That's very different. So the next time a memory surfaces, instead of asking, why am I still thinking about this? Try asking this, what is this memory trying to show me? Not what is it trying to make me feel, not what it's trying to make me suffer through. What is it trying to show me? Because memories often arrive carrying information, a lesson, a realization, a pattern, a perspective, something that wasn't visible before. And we often criticize ourselves for looking backward. But sometimes looking backward helps us to understand where we are today, not to stay there, not to become trapped there, but to recognize how certain experiences shaped us, how they influenced us, how they organized us, and perhaps most importantly, how they helped us to become who we are. And if you find yourself thinking about the past, I want you to remember something. It doesn't automatically mean that you're stuck. It doesn't automatically mean that you have failed to heal. It doesn't automatically mean that you should be over it by now. Sometimes the mind revisits experiences because it's still discovering their meaning. Sometimes understanding arrives years after the event. And sometimes what looks like looking backward is actually part of moving forward. So be curious, be patient, and trust that not every memory arrives to pull you into the past. Some arrive to help you to understand your present. And in our next video, we're going to explore another question many people ask themselves during periods of change. Why you can't seem to move forward even when part of you desperately wants to. I'm Tina Brigitini. Many blessings to you. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.